I want to bring in former New York City police officer John Cardillo. John, thanks for joining the show. So many things to talk about and consider here. First and foremost, of course, I thought with respect to police that the statement from the Dallas police commissioner about not getting any support, and maybe this one day the nation will wake up and understand just what the men and women who put that uniform on do for us as a society.
Yeah, Charles, thanks for the invite on a tragic day. You know, I tweeted something out. I said, no matter what you take away from this incident, remember one thing. When the shots rang out, police officers of all races rushed in to save the lives of people of all races. They ran toward the gunfire. So police officers proved that black lives do, in fact, matter to them last night in Dallas. But there is this sentiment in the country, we can call it the Ferguson effect, where police officers feel that they're being vilified even when they do their jobs right, because of 30 seconds of a snippet of video or audio taken out of context. And the White House has abandoned them. I mean, you've got leaders like DeRay McKesson and the Black Lives Matter movement who tweet support for Mumia Abu-Jamal and Joanne Chesimard, cop killers. Chesimard, number 4 on the FBI's most wanted terror list for killing a New Jersey state trooper. And these people are invited to the White House, hosted on conference calls with Valerie Jarrett. So I think the Dallas Police Commissioner's statements do reflect the sentiment of most cops nationwide.
You know, speaking of which, you know, everyone's saying that the leadership issue is central here, particularly trying to reunify a nation that really, I mean, we are the envy of the world, and I still, even with these tragedies, I think we still are. But having said that, you know, when President Obama throws out the kind of stats that he threw out last night, but doesn't throw out other equally interesting stats that more whites and Hispanics are killed by police officers, the level of crime that's committed by black people in this country, not saying any of that's a justification, but he always brings a singular viewpoint to these complex issues. How much danger does he put the police officers in when he does that?
Well, he puts them in tremendous danger, Charles, and I'm glad you brought that up because on my radio show this morning, I spoke about these exact stats. I do often. The FBI did a study from 2003 to 2011. In the course of 98 million arrests, U.S. police used deadly force around 4,000 times. 2,000 whites killed 1,000 blacks, but blacks and whites in actual numbers interact with the police the same amount of times. In 100 interactions, 40 black, 40 white. And so blacks are committing crimes at a disproportionately higher rate, so cops are going to be more apprehensive when approaching a black suspect. The president doesn't talk about it. He doesn't talk about black-on-black crime. 4 black men murdered by black men in Chicago, 64 shot over Independence Day weekend. So how do you have an honest conversation if you don't bring real data into the conversation?
John, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I want to get you back real soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Charles.